Steve and Trish's once-in-a-lifetime journey begins with a flight to Ushuaia to board the MS Roald Amundsen, a state-of-the-art hybrid-powered vessel destined for the untouched, icy wilderness of Antarctica. This voyage is more than just a trip. It is a dream realized, a shared adventure to the farthest reaches of the Earth. The expedition begins in the southernmost city in the world, Ushuaia, where snow-capped peaks form a dramatic backdrop to the bustling port. Onboarding was fast, with no fuss or formality. The cabin was larger than expected, and the safety briefing goes beyond a life jacket and includes survival suits designed for the Antarctic's unforgiving waters. The vessel cuts through the waters of the Beagle Channel, named after the ship that carried Charles Darwin on his legendary voyage. As the Beagle Channel gives way to open water, the ship enters the infamous Drake Passage, a stretch of sea that separates South America from Antarctica. We soon join the whales, heading south, and the calm of the channel is replaced by the increasing swells of the Southern Ocean. The air grows colder, the skies stretch in an unbroken grey expanse, and then
ice sighting.
A sudden and profound change.
And we've got so far to go. We've still got a day and a night, almost.
There's a big line where it stops and starts.
Scattered like lily pads across a freezing ocean, this is pancake ice, the first sign of Antarctica's frozen embrace. These circular formations, some no larger than a dinner plate, others spanning several meters, form as the sea begins to solidify. Their edges, curled and uneven, are shaped by the gentle collisions of the waves, like nature's own form of artistry. For Stephen and Trish, this moment is monumental. Each piece of pancake ice marks a step closer to the white continent, a hint of the unyielding ice fields that lie ahead. Standing on the ship's observation deck, they witness the boundary between the vast, restless ocean and the frozen wilderness beyond. The next morning, the pancake ice gives way to clearer seas and icebergs, which glide by the floor-to-ceiling dining room windows. The first landfall is at Petermann Island. The weather is good and the first Zodiac cruises begin.
Oh, okay.
Stephen and Trish carefully step into the Zodiac, and the expedition leader offers a steadying hand as they take their seats. As the motor hums to life, the Zodiac glides away from the MS Roald Amundsen, entering the serene waters near Petermann Island. Icy cliffs rise majestically in the distance, creating a dramatic backdrop to the pristine environment. Soon, the group spots movement in the water. Penguins emerge, sleek bodies breaking the surface as they pause briefly for air before plunging back into the depths with effortless grace. The Zodiacs approach the rocky shores of Petermann Island, with the Zodiac Refuge coming into view, a small, weathered structure painted orange. The hut contrasts sharply against the icy backdrop. Gentoo penguins, guarding the refuge, come out onto the rocks to welcome Steve and Trish to their icy world. Instructions are given by the expedition team leaders, which set out the boundaries before Steve and Trish are allowed to explore on their own.
This would be Trish of the Arctic.
In Antarctica, the penguins always have the right of way. It's an unspoken rule of the frozen continent, respected by every visitor fortunate enough to set foot on its icy shores. These flightless birds waddle purposefully across the snow, often following well-worn penguin highways carved into the ice over generations of travel between their nesting sites and the sea. When humans encounter these determined travelers, they are required to step aside, giving the penguins the freedom to continue their journey unhindered. Climbing the steep hill using their hiking poles, Steve and Trish make their way up to a thriving colony of nesting Adelie penguins. Watching them sneakily pinch each other's nesting material, Trish felt sorry for the penguins that were losing the scarce material they spent so much time collecting. Their distinctive calls echo across the icy landscape as they communicate with one another and build their nests from pebbles. Unlike Gentoo penguins, the Adelie penguins do not have red beaks and are known for their striking black and white plumage and their energetic social behaviour. Iceberg arches are among Antarctica's most breathtaking natural formations. The salt water erodes the submerged portions of the ice, carving tunnels and cavities into its base. Over time, these openings can expand upward, forming arches as the ice above remains intact. Departing Petermann Island with Dammoy Point as the destination, the plan is to navigate through the renowned Mer Channel, a narrow, dramatic waterway celebrated for its towering cliffs and tranquil waters. The crew and passengers eagerly anticipate the passage, cameras ready to capture the breathtaking scenery that the channel is famous for. As the ship approaches, the captain relays the news. The Mer Channel is blocked. Massive icebergs have drifted into the narrow stretch, rendering it impassable.
It's the channel, and I think someone's put a big iceberg in our way, so we can't get through.
As the ship skirts along alternate routes, the scenery remains breathtaking. Untouched ice fields, glacial blue waters, and occasional sightings of orcas. Dammoy Point is a small yet historically significant site in Antarctica, located on Winker Island near Port Lockroy. This is an awkward landing for Trish with slippery boulders, a steep climb up onto the ice. It is a long hike to the Dammoy hut, which stands as a relic of Antarctic history. Built in 1973, this small prefabricated structure once served as a vital transit hub for researchers travelling further into the frozen continent.
Bedding.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Triple monks.
Yeah.
Inside, its preserved interior tells the story of scientific perseverance, with remnants of equipment and provisions offering a glimpse into the daily lives of those who braved the harsh Antarctic conditions. Now the Dammoy hut stands silent, its bright orange facade a stark contrast to the icy expanse around it.
Hello, dear.
The expedition guides remain a constant presence, a beacon of safety and support. Their watchful eyes scan every step, every movement, ensuring that no one is left vulnerable. With firm yet reassuring gestures, they extend their hands, ready to assist those who falter, sparing them the harsh bite of the freezing waters below. Their mission is clear: to protect, to guide, and to ensure that every adventurer's journey remains one of exploration, not misfortune. In their care, every step feels a little steadier, every challenge a little less daunting. When it is snowing, you can still choose to use the pool, relax in the hot tubs, or build a snowman. This is an expedition ship, so no theatres and musicians. Instead, educational lectures and scientific activities are held every day. Palava Point is located on the northwestern coast, on the eastern side of Winky Island in the Palmer Archipelago. Trish steadies herself as the expedition guides, ever ready and attentive, extend their helping hands. With their support, she climbs safely from the Zodiac up onto the ice.
Heart rate, 114.
Elegance.
Its rugged, snow-draped cliffs offer stunning views of the surrounding icy waters. The area is a wildlife hotspot, bustling with colonies of gentoo penguins and other seabirds, such as skuas and petrels. The dramatic contrast between its icy terrain and the vibrant life it supports makes Palava Point a striking example of nature's resilience in one of the harshest environments. It is also a popular site for researchers studying Antarctic ecosystems. Some chinstrap penguins seem hilariously baffled as they attempt to navigate their way back to the colony. Among them, one particularly bold chinstrap, apparently done with the icy cold, was even caught attempting to hitch a ride on a Zodiac.
I need longer legs.
Yeah, there's a few need long legs.
Stay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Zodiac boats are the unsung heroes of Antarctic exploration, prized for their versatility and reliability. These sturdy inflatable vessels can maneuver through icy waters and narrow passages with ease, offering access to remote landing sites that larger boats can't reach. Lightweight, yet durable, they're perfect for navigating the unpredictable seas and ice-filled channels of the frozen continent, ensuring adventurers can experience Antarctica's wonders up close and personal. After every landing, a meticulous decontamination process begins. Boots are scrubbed, gear is carefully cleaned, and any hitchhiking debris or biological material is removed. Tucked within the remote South Shetland Islands lies Deception Island, a place as enigmatic as its name suggests. Shaped like a horseshoe, formed by the caldera of an active volcano, this volcanic island hides, within its crater walls, a natural harbour known as Port Foster. Steve and Trish had signed up for the kayaking adventure within Deception Island. The prospect of paddling through the caldera's waters, surrounded by volcanic shores and icy peaks, was too thrilling to pass up.
Get into your dry suits. You're not going to close the zipper, we will do that for you. Is that understood? Very good.
The air buzzed with excitement as the group geared up and the kayaks were prepared. Soon after launching from the ship, the kayaks formed a group. The tranquility was abruptly shattered by a sudden squall, the wind roaring and waves crashing. Struggling against the relentless gusts, the group had no choice but to paddle fiercely toward the nearest volcanic beach. Steve and Trish reached the shore, exhausted but relieved, while others were swept further toward the caldera's entrance and rescued by Zodiacs. Just as quickly as it came, the squall vanished, leaving behind a calm silence.
We had to come back on Zodiac. The wind got up to 25 knots, nearly 30 knots. It was so hard to paddle against. Then it started snowing.
The pain from frozen hands and fingers subsided, and Steve and Trish marveled at the untamed power of Antarctica. Whalers Bay, nestled within Deception Island's volcanic caldera, is a place steeped in history. Once a bustling hub for the Antarctic whaling industry, its shoreline is now littered with relics of the past. Birds collect nesting materials among the ruins and along the beach. The bay's geothermal springs add a unique warmth to this frozen world. Whalers Bay is a surreal blend of history, desolation, and life thriving against the odds. At Deception Island, a peculiar phenomenon has puzzled our onboard researchers. Why do the birds keep stealing the expedition flags? Rusted tanks, weathered boats, and abandoned buildings stand as somber reminders of a bygone era. The black volcanic sands and steaming beaches create an eerie yet captivating landscape where nature continues to reclaim the remnants of human enterprise. Flexibility is key on these expeditions. With the next landing sites blocked by ice, the captain pivoted to explore options on the northeastern side of the Antarctic Peninsula, only to find the shoreline equally obstructed. Undeterred, Plan C unfolded, a daring ice floe landing in the Weddell Sea, followed by Zodiac cruising amidst towering icebergs. Adaptability turned the obstacles into an unforgettable adventure. Stepping onto an ice floe feels like venturing into an untouched world. Beneath your boots, the surface is solid yet alive, with faint creaks and cracks that echo its floating nature. The surface of the fresh snow is flat, but as you walk, your boots slip into the cracks and crevices just under the surface. It's a surreal experience, both exhilarating and humbling, standing on a fragile platform of ice, utterly at the mercy of the surrounding elements. The Weddell Sea is a kingdom of icebergs where these towering giants drift in silent majesty. Shaped by time and tide, each iceberg tells a story. The sharp edges of newly carved ice gleaming in electric blue, while older bergs weather into smooth, sculpted forms. Steve and Trish were about to find out how quickly the Antarctic ice can change. In the blink of an eye, the Antarctic ice can shift, as if alive with purpose. What begins as a tranquil, open channel can swiftly transform into a maze of closing flows, driven by unseen currents and shifting winds. This flotilla of Zodiacs and adventurers are about to be reminded of the continent's unpredictable power, where even the calmest waters can turn on you in moments. Small boats can find themselves being trapped as the ice creaks and groans, inching closer with unstoppable force.
They bring the ship to us.
I'm wondering.
Yeah. We are really stuck.
Stranded in the frozen expanse, the Zodiacs found themselves completely stuck in the ice. The only hope for rescue, the Roald Amundsen. While not a traditional icebreaker, it's 1A super ice-class design, and powerful side thrusters made it more than capable of carving a path through the frozen terrain. Slowly but surely, the ship inched closer, skillfully creating a patch of clear water, with its side thrusters enabling the Zodiacs to break free of the ice and return to the ship.
Well done.
As the Roald Amundsen charted its course northward, Steve and Trish bid Antarctica a heartfelt farewell, leaving behind the icy landscapes and heading toward the Falkland Islands. The Drake Passage awaited, a notorious stretch of ocean that can swing between calm serenity, dubbed the Drake Lake, and turbulent chaos, nicknamed the Drake Shake. Their crossing quickly transformed into the latter. The ship pitched and rolled as waves thundered against its hull. Stephen, affected by the motion, spent most of the time lying down, occasionally clutching on to avoid tumbling out of bed. Meanwhile, Trish amazed him by being less affected by the motion and navigating the ship's passageways, holding onto the rails with one hand and a tray in the other. But amidst the relentless shake, Stephen faced another challenge. His health took a turn, leaving him weakened. What initially seemed like seasickness was made worse, with what turned out to be a case of pneumonia, adding an unforeseen difficulty to the rest of the journey. Steve and Trish stepped ashore from the ship's tender boat in Port Stanley, the quiet heart of the Falkland Islands. They wandered through the charming streets, stopping at the Christchurch Cathedral, home to the iconic whalebone arch, passing the colourful houses and iconic red phone booths that painted a picture of British heritage in this remote corner of the world. France established the first settlement here in the 18th century, but the islands quickly became a point of contention. Britain asserted sovereignty in 1833, establishing a small, hardy community. However, Argentina also laid claim to the islands, calling them the Malvinas. This long-standing dispute culminated in the Falklands War of 1982. Today, the Falklands remain self-governing British overseas territory. The turkey vulture is the largest and most abundant bird of prey in the Falklands, Trish disliked the vultures in the trees above the footpath and was quick to cross the road. The cannons on display are a reminder of the Falklands' strategic wartime location in the Atlantic. The Falkland Islands War Memorial stands solemnly in the heart of Port Stanley, a poignant tribute to those who sacrificed their lives during the 1982 Falklands War. Their day ends at Gypsy Cove, where pristine beaches and turquoise waters take their breath away. As the sun sets, Steve and Trish reflect on a day filled with history, beauty, and the warm spirit of Port Stanley. The next stop is Saunders Island. Saunders Island lies to the northwest of East Falkland, where rolling green hills blend seamlessly into cliffs and golden beaches.
Oh, there's lots. They're just going out to the Zodiac. Oh, wow. They just went, there's few just straight down. They're very quick, they've gone, they'll come back. Oh, they're riding on next to the Zodiac.
As the Zodiacs move through the clear waters off the beach, the striking black and white figures of Commerson's dolphins appear like dancers in the surf. They streak through the waves with playful agility, weaving around the boats in a welcoming display. It is as if the island itself has sent ambassadors to greet its visitors. The dolphins continue to play in the shallow water, right up to where the adventurers wade ashore.
You're all German speaking, right?
No.
No, okay. So I can do it in German then afterwards if you want to. Ich kann es nachher auf Deutsch machen. Welcome to Saunders Island. We have David and Susan right behind me. These are the owners of the island. We have a beach here. You can see here. On this side you will find some king penguins over there with fluffy chicks waiting for the parents to return with food. From there you can go on the hillside where you can see already a line of jackets going up all the way to the black patch up there where you will find rock hoppers. On the way, don't forget to look to your right hand side because all these poles on the hill that you see next to the hut are burrows of Magellanic penguins. You have 4 hours time here maximum. That means that at 1:40 I would like you to be back the latest. Keep your distance, keep the animals the right of way, like you already know. From now and then, stop a moment, look around you, be aware where you are, and then continue.
King penguins are majestic seabirds. They gather in colonies on sub-Antarctic islands where they embark on their unique breeding cycle. It is now November, and the chicks that hatched in February have survived the winter, but have yet to shed their protective brown down. Steve and Trish hike through the vibrant green hills to the cliff tops of Saunders Island, passing a lively Gentoo penguin colony. The air is filled with the sound of penguin chatter and the occasional breeze rustling through the grass. With each step, the path draws them higher, closer to where the cliffs meet the sea. Their destination? A bustling colony of rockhopper penguins perched atop these dramatic heights. But these cliffs have their dangers. The skua, a fierce and calculating predator, patrols the skies. Ever watchful, it waits for the slightest opening, a momentary lapse in the penguin's vigilance, to swoop down and snatch an unguarded egg. The rockhoppers cry out in defiance, but the skuas are undeterred. Their presence serves as a constant reminder of the harsh realities of life. The unrelenting wind here carries with it the spirit of the open ocean, a homecoming for one of nature's most remarkable travelers, the albatross. With wings designed for endurance, the albatross spends most of its life at sea, touching land only for moments as profound as these. It's time to head back to the ship, but reboarding a Zodiac from the beach can be tricky at times, whether it's navigating through uneven sand or balancing on the edge of a bobbing inflatable boat. It adds a touch of adventure to the journey.
Or the other. Sitting, spinning and sliding your way down. Okay, may I help you? All right. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Decontamination procedures are now routine. Passengers make the most of the sunny weather despite the outside temperature, which now feels warm at 6 degrees. The next morning is spent on Carcass Island, named Carcass after HMS Carcass, the ship that first surveyed it in 1766. The island's name is a stark contrast to its lively and unspoiled nature, teeming with abundant bird life. Carcass Island is a haven for bird enthusiasts, thanks to its rodent-free environment that allows bird populations to thrive. The hike this morning is long and Stephen's health is deteriorating. After a couple of kilometers, they turn and head back to the landing site. They will need all their energy for the long hike on the West Point Island that afternoon. West Point Island, nestled in the northwest corner of the Falkland Islands, is known for its dramatic sandstone cliffs and abundant wildlife, originally named Albatross Island. The adventure today is to hike up the steep slopes and across to the cliffs on the other side of the island to see the large colonies of black-browed albatrosses and rockhopper penguins. West Point Island offers a rare and unforgettable experience, an intimate encounter with wildlife like few other places on Earth. Here you can marvel at nature's brilliance, all from incredibly close quarters. The black-browed albatrosses sit gracefully on their nests, just an arm's length away. They seem unbothered by your presence, a testament to the island's peaceful harmony between humans and wildlife. Among them, the charismatic rockhopper penguins are nestled on their eggs, their distinctive yellow crests and expressive faces adding a splash of character to the scene. The bond they share with each other is a mesmerizing sight, making you feel like an honored guest in their world. Trish secures a spot in the island owner's trusty Land Rover, enjoying a scenic ride across the terrain, while Stephen takes a more adventurous route, hiking back to join her for afternoon tea in the welcoming warmth of the owner's kitchen. And so, the journey draws to a close. From the icy majesty of the Antarctic Peninsula to the rugged windswept charm of the Falklands, Steve and Trish have experienced a world untouched and extraordinary. Each moment has unfolded like a page in a storybook, a tale filled with awe and discovery. As they prepare to depart, one final thank you is extended to the remarkable expedition team, steadfast guides, storytellers, and companions on this unforgettable adventure. Their journey ends here, but the memories will forever echo, as vivid and enduring as the landscapes they've explored so far from home. Up next, the awe-inspiring Iguazu Falls. But that's a tale for another time.